This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, first chapter, verse number 6. In the course of conversation, Maharaj Parikshit was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the summit of all knowledge. Vidya Bhagavatavati, amongst the Vedic scholars, the topmost knowledge means to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Everything is there. And this knowledge should be stopped. So, in all subject matter, physics, chemistry, astronomy, religion, politics, sociology, everything has been fully described, and above all, the science of God is also described. Therefore it is called Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, the word is derived from Bhagavan, Bhagavatam. Bhagavan is the first nominative case from the word Bhagavat, and from Bhagavat, Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam means in relationship with God and in relationship with the devotees of God. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Purana. So this Krishna consciousness movement means we are preaching the cult of Bhagavatam. It is a scientific method. So there were many discussions, and in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a chronological description of people suffering due to different kinds of sinful activities. Unfortunately, at the present moment, people are unaware, they are kept in darkness, that for each and every sinful activity there is punishment. They do not believe in the next life, but they can see practically in this life, if you violate a little laws of nature, you will be punished immediately. Immediately punished. Just like I have got some pain in this finger, I scratch some nail that I should not have done, but immediately there is reaction and suffering. You cannot do anything whimsically. As soon as you do it, immediately there is reaction. Take for example, just like salt. Salt is necessary. Unless you put little salt in the foodstuff, you cannot eat it. So, salt is necessary. But if you put little more immediately, you cannot eat. It will be not eatable. Because God has given you salt, the seas, oceans of salt, you cannot make it use more than you necessary. If you think that there is so much salt, let me eat it. No, you cannot do. Any action, just like in this material world, sex enjoyment is very pleasing. But if you enjoy it more, then you become important. the reaction will. If you can eat, say, 4 ounce, and if you eat 5 ounce, immediately there is indigestion. 2 days you will have to starve. So why don't you see? People have become so rascal that they do not think of sinful activities. By nature's law, it is so strict that you have to follow the laws given by God. If you don't follow, then you will be punished. Dharmanta sakshat bhagavat pranita. Dharma means the laws given by God. That is the simple description of Dharma. If you do not know what are the laws of God, then that does not mean you will not be punished. Innocence of law is no cause for excuse. If you go, suppose if you have done something criminal without your knowledge, and if in the court you say, my Lord, I did not know this law, that committing something criminal like this, I would have been punished. So that is no excuse. Ignorance of law is no excuse. Nature's law is so strict, just like a small child. If the child puts his finger on the fire will not excuse the child. Oh, he is an innocent child, he does not know. No. It must burn. Never mind, it is child. So, there is description of different types of punishment in the Srimad Bhagavatam for different kinds of sinful activities. Therefore, after hearing the description, Parikshit Maharaj is a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is very sympathetic. If actually there is any welfare worker, that is Vaishnava. This Krishna consciousness movement is going on. The Vaishnavas are taking so much trouble, just like in Melbourne, these preachers are being punished regularly. They are taken to the jail and still they are doing their duty. Still they are going for Sankirtan. Just like in one side, they are violating the so-called laws of the state, they are being punished. Similarly, important laws of God, if one violates, how he will not be punished? This is an instance. Must be punished. So Vaishnava is always thinking how people will be happy. This Krishna consciousness movement is going on just to make people happy. They do not know so many things, and for which they are suffering in this material world, in so many stages of life, in so many forms of life. They are transmigrating from one life to another. There are 8,400,000 species of life. In this way, actually, their existence is being spoiled. Therefore, Krishna consciousness movement is to give them right knowledge so that they may become happy. So this question was raised by Parikshit Maharaj. Adhuna iha mahabhaga jathaiva narakan nara nana ugra janatana niya tanmi vyakhatam varhasi. I have heard that people suffer such and such kind of punishment for such and such kind of sinful activities. So, how to get them released from this suffering? Just like a friend. Suppose another friend for criminal activity, he is put into jail. But the friend is thinking, anyway, my friend is now put into jail, suffering, how to get him released? That is friend's action. Father, mother, or friend. Similarly, Vaishnava is Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namo. We offer our respectful obeisances to Vaishnava because Vaishnava is meant for delivering the fallen soul. That is Vaishnava's business. They are taking so much trouble just to deliver the fallen soul from the sinful activities, and those who are being punished to save them. This is Vaishnava business. The Parikshit Maharaj, not for himself, but for others, he inquired this question. My dear Sukadeva Goswami, I understand that these people are suffering so many types of punishment, but how to rescue them? Is there any method to rescue them? If there is, kindly discuss. Adhuna ho mahabharo jathaiva naratanna. Adhuna. Now, you in this world, Mahabharata, the Sukadeva Goswami is described Mahabharata, the most fortunate. A Vaishnava is most fortunate. Vaishnava is most fortunate because he has got the shelter of Krishna. Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vrajam aham tva sarvapapi bhomokhaisam. If one takes shelter of Krishna, he is immediately released from this resultant action of sinful activities. So, Mahabharata means those who have no suffering, they are always possessed of all good fortune. He is called Mahabharata. Bhagavan, the Sanskrit word is used, Bhagavan, fortune. So, Parikshit Maharaj addressed Sukadeva Goswami as Mahabharata, the most fortunate. Because he is perfect Vaishnava. Therefore, he addresses, my dear, the most fortunate, Mahabharata, Adhuna, now, Jathaiva Naratanara. These people are suffering in the Hades condition of life. How they can be rescued? Nana Ugra Jatana. Very severe punishment they are undergoing. People cannot see, they have no eyes to see. You see. They suffer in great calamities, still they cannot see that I am suffering. Just like when you pass through the streets of Australia, you go daily morning, big skyscraper buildings are being constructed, and people are making plans and working very hard, lifting so many heavy things. These are very heavy tasks, but they are thinking it is very happiness. They are thinking we are making progress. We are making progress. We are bringing stones and irons on head and putting together, and it is progress. We are very happy. You see, this is very. This is called Bahirarthamanina. They are enamored by the external energy of the personality of God. These material things are products of the external energy of the Lord. Bhumi rapanana vayu khangabuddhi manaviva. Bhumi, the earth. The iron, stone, wood, they are nothing but transformation of earth. Similarly, water, So whatever we are manufacturing here, they are simply combination of earth, water, air, fire. Nothing but. Tejo barimit vinimayam. Vinimam, exchange of teja, fire. Teja means fire, bari means water, and mit means earth. Just like the bricks. What is this brick? You take earth. You take earth and mix it with water and put it in the fire and becomes brick. So whole thing, either earth, stone or iron, everything, they are simply a mixture of these five elements. So, I am spirit soul. I have been engaged in mixing these five things and big lumps and gathering them, just like children play in the sea beach, gathering so much sand and making like this big house, and then it is fallen down. So, we are engaged in these material activities, but we forget at the same time that there is ready atom bomb. As soon as there will be declared war, these things will be finished immediately. These people are not declaring war. America is not declaring war against Russia or China. They are thinking because they know they have got the deadly weapons atom, and that is the now diplomacy. When there will be war, the first dropping of atom bomb will be victorious. Victorious. So, this is called material civilization. That we do not know that these things will be finished today or tomorrow or 100 years after. It will be finished. And I am living soul. I am eternal. I have been engaged in these material activities without knowing my progress of life, or without knowing my transmigration from earth. Suppose I spent all my energy in this piling of stone and wood in this life, and next life, if I become a rat or cat in that house, then what is the problem? And there is possibility. There is possibility. Because after death, you cannot say that I am going to be like this. That is under the hands of nature. Patite krimanani gunai karmani sarvas. Ahankara vimurātma. Karta aham iti mannate. Prakriti will take charge of it immediately. As soon as you give up this body, immediately Prakriti will take charge. Take charge means Prakriti will test what is the mentality at the time of your death, and he will give you a body like that. Automatically. The nature's law is working so nicely, so perfectly, that everything is becoming manifest automatically, just like fire, flower. You see how beautiful flower, rose flower is coming into existence automatically. Don't think there is no brain. There is brain, but the brain is so perfect and instant that you are seeing that it is becoming automatically. You don't know. There is brain. Just like electrons, just like here is a machine working and pushing some button, it is recording, and pushing some button, stop. A child may think that it is being done automatically. No. There is a big brain behind this machine. Big brain. But a foolish man sees that it is being automatic. Similarly, nature's law is parasa shakti vividaiva sriyate savhaviki jnana balapriyacha natasya karya. These are the Vedic versions. Natasya karyam karananja vidya. Just like if we have to construct a skyscraper building, then we have to work so hard to collect the materials and piling them and making them settle, so many things. But this material creation, this universe, was created not like that, just like it is said in the Bible. Let there be creation and there was creation. Similarly, actually it is so. The Parasa Shakti, God's potencies are so subtle and perfect. As soon as He desires, immediately thing is ready. This is called Yoga system. Yoga system. Therefore Krishna is known as Yogeshwar. Of all the yogis, He is the supreme yogi. Jatha Yogeshwara. So, there is work. But do not think there was no work automatically comes. No, there was work. But it is so subtle and perfect. The same thing. They work, so many things are working, is going on within the machine. But simply I push it on and it acts. Similarly, work is there. For creation, the work is there. But it is accelerated by the perfect potential of Krishna. That is real understanding. Don't think that it has come like mantra. No. The mantra is like that. That we cannot see how subtle work is going on. If we cannot see in our body, suppose there is some injury in your finger or any part of the body, you do not know how subtle work is going on to cure it. Medicine is not cure. Medicine is only helping. But there is automatic way of curing it. Even your energy, this is your energy. My bodily pains and so many things are going on. It is like so many, you cannot count even how many hairs are there on your head. You cannot count. But it is your hair and it is produced by your energy. You have got so much energy that as soon as you cut your hair, immediately next moment it begins to grow. Thousands and millions automatically growing. As soon as the body is dead, there was no more growing because the energy is gone. So similarly, as in your body, so much subtle energies are working, just imagine this universal body of Krishna, Virat Rupa. How much subtle energies are working and there. So that we do not know. That is our ignorance. So, any slight deviation from the law, then we are put it into undesirable condition. That is a fact. Just like here, according to Vedic principle, the laws are given by Manu. From Manu, the word Manushya has come, or man. And there is Manu Samhita. In the Manu Samhita it is stated that if a man commits murder, then he should be hanged. He should be hanged. That is followed by every human society. Why? But that means the sinful activities which have enacted, if he is punished in this life, then he will not so suffer against in the next life. His punishment will be finished. So that is a favor. If a murderer is hanged, then that is a favor shown by the government, because next life he will not have to suffer. So when Parikshit Maharaj inquired, Udunayo Mahabhago Jativo Narakan Nara Nana Ugrajatanan Niya Tanmi Vyakhatmanasi, kindly describe how these sinful men who are suffering, how they can be rescued from this sinful reaction. So, Sukadeva Goswami replied, Nachet ihaiva upachetim jatam hasa kritasya pujyana manavukti panivi dhruvam savai pretta narakanupaiti je kirtita me bhavata stigmajatana. He says, my dear king, that unless he met atonement for the sinful activities in this life, then next life he will have to suffer. This is the answer. Ihaiva apuchitim jada anghasam. Anghasam means sinful activities. As he has done. How he has done? Kurjat monohukti panihi. Just see. We are committing sinful activities even by thinking. Even by thinking. If I think that I shall kill that man, this is mental activity, still it is sinful. Mono. Ukti, if I unnecessarily chastise you by words, you rascal this and that, that is also a kind of sinful activity. And if I commit by action, that is sure. Therefore it is said, Pitasya Pujyana Mono Ukti Panivi. Panivi with hands or by mind, their concession for this age, when we think of any sinful activities, it does not affect us. But when we actually, suppose I am thinking of killing you, this thinking of killing you is also sinful. But unless I kill you, the sin is not, prominent in this age. This is concession. But we are actually thinking, feeling and willing and acting in so many sinful activities that we do not know. That is the ignorance. So dhruvam savai preta narakanu paiti. If he does not atone in this life, just like if I take some money from you, if I do not pay you, then I will have to pay 4 times next life. That you do not pay. 4 times. Many times with interest. Just like bank gives you interest. So you have to pay. But we cheat so many people. We are thinking that we are very clever. I can cheat so many persons and take money and enjoy. That is atheistic. Rinam kritya gritam pive java jive sukham jive. The atheistic philosopher, everything there are in Indian Vedic culture, everything is discussed. Atheistic, theistic, scientific, everything is there. So this Charvak Muni was an atheistic philosopher. His philosophy was that so long, now that philosophy is being followed at the present moment. So don't care for sinful activities, there is no light, and after finishing this body, everything is finished, enjoy life as you like. This is good. That is Charvak philosophy. Rinam kritya hitam pive. He said that you enjoy life by eating as much as quantity as you can provide, ghee. Because Indian philosophy means if you can eat, just like in Western countries, if you can eat meat, you think that I am very much fortunate. Similarly, in India still, and villages also, they think that if we can eat more ghee, we are very fortunate. So, Rinam kritya gritam pive, javat jive sukham jive. So, beg or stay, eat ghee. Eat ghee, because so long you live very sensuously eating ghee and become fatty. So, Rinam kritya gritam pive, javat jive sukham jive. Live very happily. And then if you say that I have no money, if I borrow from friends ghee, then I'll have to pay him, because these are the injunctions in the Shastra. But he is atheistic. He said, Vasya-bhutasya dehasya kuta puranagamana bhave. Then according to Vedic culture, the body is burnt into ashes. So when the body is burnt into ashes, who is coming again and paying him back? Don't think about it. Everything is finished. This is the atheistic knowledge. But actually it is not. If we take real knowledge from Bhagavad Gita, na hannate hannamani sharire, that is real knowledge. After destruction of this body, don't think you are finished. You remain. Tatha dehantaram prati dhira sattva dehina sringatha. This is the first instruction. If you want to enter into spiritual life, you must know that you, spirit soul, you are eternal. You don't die. You are not finished. That after the destruction of this body, you accept another body. Tatha dehantaram prapti. These are the verses in the Bhagavad Gita, authoritative. And dehantaram means another body. There is no guarantee what kind of body you get. That will depend on your work. You may get the body of a king or you may get the body of a hog as you have done work in this life. This life is the preparation for the next life. So here Sukadeva Goswami said that if one does not atone these sinful activities, there is prayaschitta vidhi according to Vedic culture. In Christian also they have got prayaschitta. Confession. Confession, the Christians are supposed to go into the church and confess the sinful activities and pay some fine, and then he becomes free. But that excuse can be done once, twice, thrice, not perpetually. It is not possible. Suppose if you have done something wrong, and if you go to the court, you say, sir, excuse me, I did not know. The court may excuse you. One time, second time, not for the time, third time. Third time you will be severely punished. So these people who are thinking by going to the church, by confession, I become free from all sinful activities, and then let me go again, coming the same thing for the whole week, and come again and confess. This is not very good business. This is not very good business. Similarly, if you think also, you are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna mantra means you become free from all sinful reaction of life. But if you think that I have got an instrument chanting Hare Krishna mantra, so let me commit all sinful activities and I shall chant Hare Krishna, it will be nullified. No. That is the greatest offense. That is the greatest offense. Out of 10 kinds of offenses, this is the greatest offense. Namnat balad jasahi papa buddhi. So, God can excuse you once, twice, thrice, not more than that. Then you will be punished. Because you are knowingly criminal. Your punishment will be very severe. So, those who think that this atonement or confession or chanting Hare Krishna is the counteraction of our sinful activities, they are greatest sinners. They are greatest sinners, they will be severely punished. Just like a policeman, a constable, if he commits theft, he is severely punished. He is to detect criminality, but he becomes himself criminal, then he is very highly punished. That is the law. So here Sukadeva Goswami says that unless one atones his sinful activities done in this life, then he has to accept severe punishment in the next life. There is no excuse. This is the conclusion. Dhruvam savai preta narakanupaiti. Dhruvam means sure. Surely he must suffer the hellish condition of life next life if he does not atone in this life. That is called prayaschitta, confession and so on. Je Kirtita mein, and I have already described them in the 5th chapter, that if you commit this kind of sin, you suffer like this. If you commit this kind of sin, you suffer like. And he is giving a nice example. Tasma puroivasya papa niskito jateta mritto pravipadda tatmana dusasya drishta gurulabhava jatha bishap chikasyeta rujan ninanavi. Therefore, my dear king, according to the gravity of sinful activity, one has to atone similarly. The example is, according to the gravity of the disease, the physician prescribes different types of medicine. If your disease is very severe, then the physician says that you have to take this medicine, this is very costly, you have to live like this or that. We know everyone. Ordinary disease, that can be cured by giving some tablet. But if the disease is very severe, then you have to undergo severe medical treatment and suffering and so on. This is very example. This is practical. This is practical. There is no question of doubting. The example is given. Then in this life, if you have some severe type of disease, you have to pay the doctor's bill also severe. That you cannot avoid. So why not for simple activities? And what is disease? Disease infection means that is also violating the laws of nature. That is disease. Just I gave you the example. A little scratching of nail again may cripple it, so much stuff. So you cannot violate. That is breaking the laws of nature, breaking the laws of God. That is sinful. Either you take it as disease or sinful activities or whatever you call. So you have to atone. So Parikshit Maharaj is answering, he is very intelligent. Drishta sutabhyam jat papam. You sit down properly, people feeling sleepy. Drishta sutabhyam jat papam janannapi atmane hitam karoti bhuya vivasa prayashchittam matu katham. So Parikshit Maharaj says that I accept that unless one atones, then he will be punished. But what is the value of this atonement? Just like a man falls disease, he is habituated to certain habits and he falls disease on account of that. He knows that I committed this mistake in respect of my healthy condition, so I am now punished by this disease. He knows. And he has suffered. But why he commits again? This is the question. Why he commits again? The Parikshit Maharaj said that Dishta Sudabhyanjat Papam Janannapi Apono Ahitam. Person knows that this is not good for him. For example, a thief knows that stealing is not good. It is against law and against our revealed scriptures also. No religious book or scripture will say that you go on stealing. No. Neither the state laws also allow stealing. A man knows. And suppose he stole in the past and he was punished, or he sees that one who has stolen property, he is arrested by the police and is being taken to the custody. He has seen it, he has heard it. We experience, we gather our knowledge by seeing and by hearing. So both things he has done, but still he is stealing. Wow. This is the question. But suppose if I knowingly do something and I make atonement, and again I do it, or a disease, I know that if I attack this infection, I will suffer. Still I become infected, and again I suffer. Again I go to the physician, he gives me medicine, again I am cured, again this is good. Why this is? He has got experience. Still, he has experience, he is seeing, he has heard, he has full knowledge that this kind of sinful activity will be fruitful in this way and I will have to suffer. Why does he do? Therefore he says, Kochit nivartate abhadrat kochit charati tatpuna prashchittamatu apartham manne punyara saujava. My dear Sukdev Goswami, if a man knows it, by knowing he may refrain for some time from sinful activity. But again he does it. Again he does it. He is forced. He is forced. Let me do it. All that I shall suffer. Doesn't matter. But again he suffers. When he suffers, he says, "Oh, I will not do it again. I will not do it again." But when he is cured, again does it. So therefore, Parikshit Maharaj, the same confession or anything he takes, atonement. So Parikshit Maharaj is comparing it Kunjara Sauchava. It is just like the elephants taking bath.